Topic 20, Lesson 2, Outcomes and Tree Diagrams. Well, so far you learned how to find all the possible combinations of two sets of objects. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to find all the possible results of a situation. So the essential question is, how do you show all the possible outcomes of a situation? You want to show it in a way that is visible and easy for you as well as anyone else to see the actual outcomes or results. And in fact, an outcome is each possible result of a situation. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say you had two spinners and you wanted to spin them once each time. So what are the possible results can you find when you get from spinning each spinner just one time? So in other words, how many possible results are there if you spin both spinners just once? Let's take a look. We're going to use what is called a tree diagram, and this clearly lays out your actual results. You have spinner number 1 and spinner number 2, and then you have your possible results. So we start with, if we look back here, we have in the first spinner we have red, yellow, blue, and green, and then in spinner number 2 we have 1, 2, and 3. So we're not going to go by colors on the second one, we're going to go by the numbers. So we come back to here, spinner number 1, we have red. And red, if you follow the arrows, it could only, if you landed on red, the next time you spun the second spinner, you can only get a 1, a 2, or a 3. So if you spun a red on the first spinner and spun a 1 on the second spinner, your result is red 1. So let's say we spun it again, we got red, but this time on the second spinner we got a 2. So there again, we're going to end up with red 2. And you continue this process to find all the possible results or outcomes. So for red, you're going to have red 1, red 2, and red 3. And for yellow, you're going to have yellow 1, yellow 2, yellow 3. And this tree diagram helps out. If we continue the process, we look at blue and green, and the same thing. You get blue 1, blue 2, blue 3, and then green 1, green 2, and green 3. Those are all your possible outcomes or results. You can't get anything else. Those are the only possibilities. So going back, you just have those, and you have these. So the total possible results are 12. In other words, spinner number 1, you have 4 possible choices or outcomes, and spinner number 2, you have 3 possible outcomes. 4 times 3 gives you 12 total results. Let's look at another one. Let's say you had 3 kinds of chips and you had 2 kinds of dip. This would be, we'll say, call these the Ruffles, and these would be the tortilla chips, and these would be the barbecue chips. And over here you have like an onion dip, and here you have guacamole. And what are the possible results? If you were to take each chip and put it in the dip, or each dip, what are the possible results or outcomes? Go ahead and pause this recording, try it on your own, and use a tree diagram to help you show the possible results. Good luck. Okay, how did you do? Let's take a look. So we have 3 kinds of chips and 2 kinds of dip. And we want to see the possible outcomes that you would have if you took the chips and put it in the dip. What would you get? So if we start with the Ruffles and we go to the onion dip, you're going to get a Ruffles and onion. And if you go to the guacamole, you're going to get Ruffles and guacamole. Same thing with tortilla and barbecue chips. You're going to get tortilla and onion, tortilla and guacamole, barbecue and onion, and barbecue and guacamole. Those are the only possible outcomes you can get. There's nothing else. So, total possible outcomes are 6. In other words, 3 kinds of chips times 2 kinds of dips, you're going to get 6 total outcomes. Hopefully you got the same answer. Now try finding some outcomes by using a tree diagram in other situations. Good luck.